Hi, John Dwyer again, and welcome to our WOW Manifesto Client Attraction Program. This is Module 9, and this is all about, let me do the drum roll, delivering extraordinary customer service. Now, notice this word here, extraordinary. Not ordinary customer service or good customer service, but extraordinary customer service. The reason I'm making a big deal out of that is that when I meet so many business owners, and I say to them, look, what is your point of difference? What is your gosh factor, or what is your wow factor, or what distinguishes you from your competition? I get that lame response, and they're pretty serious, by the way. I think it's a lame response. They don't. They go, oh, our customer service. I normally go, what do you mean your customer service? They go, oh, we give great customer service. I said, well, nobody will even know that until they experience it, by the way. So that's not going to be exactly what I would call a great lead generation tactic. Nonetheless, of course, it's a great repetitive trade tactic. And I say to them, well, what makes your customer service so good? They go, oh, well, we always answer the phone within 5 rings, and we always follow up inquiries within 24 hours, and we always shake their hands, and we've got a smile on our face, and so on and so forth. And I just stare at them blankly like this, like I'm staring at you at the moment, blankly like that. And I say to them, there's nothing special about that. I mean, everybody expects that you would answer the phone within 5 rings, that you would shake their hand, that you would welcome them to your premises or to your website, and that you would follow up their inquiry within 24 hours. I mean, what's the big deal in that? What, am I supposed to get excited because you followed up my query within 24 hours? Everyone expects good customer service. What they don't expect in this day and age is extraordinary, knock your socks off, crazy, wild customer experiences. Now notice the word experience versus service. When was the last time you went to a restaurant and you spent $100 or $200 on a lovely meal with your husband or your wife or your boyfriend or girlfriend, whatever it is, business colleague? When was the last time that you went to a restaurant and you were blown away? Because not only when you had your main meal and you had your entree, your main meal, and then they said, would you like dessert? And you went, oh no, look, because we're always looking after our weight. No, thank you anyway. But then they brought out a sample tray with all little pieces of their desserts. A little sample of the tiramisu, a little sample of the cheesecake, a little sample of whatever it might be. And there was 4 or 5 little samples. We're talking bite-sized pieces. And they said, look, we know you said you didn't want dessert, but we just want to say thank you for choosing our restaurant. And here's a little sample plate so that when you come back sometime in the future, at least you'll know what our desserts taste like. Do you think that would blow most couples away? They just, wow, of course it would. That's extraordinary customer experience. You can say, look, that's wow factor as well, but it's really customer experience. And then, guess what? When you've had the cup of coffee at the end of your meal, without even asking, they come along and give you a complimentary second coffee. What would it cost them? 40 cents? And that would blow, you've just spent $200, by the way, so big deal, 40 cents. Do you think that would blow you away? And that restaurant experience that you've had, not customer service, that experience that you've had would be water cooler conversation in the corridor at work on Monday? I think it would be. So that's what this is all about, delivering extraordinary customer experiences. Forget about giving good service, everybody does that. Okay, so the second thing I've got here is I'm looking down, I'm looking here, I've got my laptop here. I want to show you how to deliver Disney style, knock their socks off extraordinary customer experiences. And here in Australia, we have a couple of I guess you'd call them discount airlines, and whatever country of the world in the world you're watching this, you would have EasyJet or whatever it may be that might be your budget airline. In Australia, Virgin Airlines is not so much a budget airline. In fact, they'd probably middle ground. Qantas normally would charge more money for flights in Australia. Virgin might be 2/3. This is not all the time, but just for the sake of the exercise, might be 2/3 of the pricing. Jetstar here are what we call our budget airline. Now, the thing is that when you go to Virgin Airline, and I'm a member of their, I think they call it the Velocity Club, so it's a reward program. You go to any airport, major airport in Australia, and I can walk straight in with my little gold card into the lounge. And you are treated just like the royal family when you go in there. Beautiful smorgasbord food, wine, beer, any spirits that you want. Now, the next point I want to bring up here is Disney. And it's not surprising. I started by saying to you that Disney know how to provide good customer experiences. And if you actually go to any one of their theme parks, their employees are actually known as cast members. Now, we've got 6 kids. My wife, Gail, and myself have 6 adult children these days. And one of my Gen Y kids from here in Australia flew to America and worked for Disney for between 6 and 12 months at Walt Disney World. And he just said to me it was an unbelievably valuable experience, because he's come back to Australia after that experience and just knows so much more about running businesses, but also so much more about delivering extraordinary customer experiences. With the feedback that I've gotten from him, combined with the fact that I've spent a lot of time at Disney conferences over in the US, so therefore I've spent a lot of time doing Disney one-week conferences at Disney World in Florida, and add to that the fact that I've become a very good friend with a senior or former senior manager of the Disney Resorts division in Orlando. I know quite a bit about the Disney style, program, formula, system, whatever you want to call it, when it comes to customer service. And as I said before, they don't believe in customer service, they believe in extraordinary customer experiences. And Disney, if you go to one of their parks, then you will be blown away with just how good they are. Let me just tell you what Disney does. This good friend of mine who used to be involved in running their resorts division in Orlando has a great story. And he said, if you're staying at one of the Disney resorts or the hotels, there's the chance from time to time that, if you're Mr. Unlucky like I am, that you find that the system on the toilet has a continual sound to it, or it just breaks, one or the other. And so you ring up, as you would in any hotel, the concierge desk, and you say to them, look, I'm sorry, my toilet's broken, can you do something about it? And they'll get normally the pretty grubby looking plumber, this is not Disney, this is an ordinary hotel, who's chewing gum, and he comes up in his overalls and, basically walks in as if he's just come from a trench and fixes your toilet. Not at Disney. What they do is that they say to you, oh, look, are you going to one of our theme parks today? Because at Walt Disney World, they have a number of theme parks. And chances are you're going to say yes, because that's why you're there. And they say, okay, well, look, we will come into your room, we'll make sure we fix the toilet for you today. If you said that you weren't and you were staying in your hotel room, they'd have someone there within, 5 minutes to fix your toilet. And whilst you're out that day, they come and they fix it. But what they do is when you arrive home from the theme parks that day, guess what? You walk into the toilet and you found that it's been fixed, hallelujah. But on top of that toilet is a little plastic Mickey Mouse toy, little plastic figurine. And it's Mickey in a plumber's outfit, of course, because they have Mickey dressed in all sorts of things, as you know, with these, sort of figurines. And then when you go to the kitchen, there might be another Mickey, or a Minnie, or Goofy, or Pluto. And then when you go to the bedroom that the children are staying in, there might be another little plastic toy. In other words, there might be 4 or 5 little plastic figurines, those tiny little ones about the size of your thumb. Now, can you imagine when the kids come back in from Disneyland with you that day and they see these not only has your toilet been fixed, there's a message, by the way, we've fixed your toilet. If there's any other problems, then just please, press 9 on the phone for the maintenance department or whatever it might be. And hope you enjoy, a couple of little, gifts from Walt Disney World. Let me bring up another one here. When was the last time you requested help online and a representative personally rang you? You know how the thing that really bugs me is that when you look online for a product or service, they have one of those really bland inquiry forms on the Contact Us page where it doesn't give you their email address. You've just got to fill that damn form in and hope that maybe a robot at the other end, because that's how you visualize it, will get the damn thing and then eventually get back to you. Why wouldn't they give you, for goodness sake, an email address? And it would be help@blah-blah-blah.com or assistance@blah-blah-blah.com. These insane auto forms that they get you to fill in, you press submit and God knows where it goes anywhere. You might get an auto responder, but sometimes you don't. Imagine if you actually did send off an email response and asked a question, and half an hour later someone from that company actually rang you. Look forward to seeing you on the next module.